is like 6:30, 7 o'clock in the morning, and this is me. I wanted to be extra. Okay, so before I jump into telling you what I got at the Sephora VIB sale, I did just want to make a note on this look. First of all, I know it's doing a lot. That's okay. But it is the Danessa Myricks Lightwork Volume 3 palette. Now, the reason I wanted to play around with it is, one, it's gorgeous. But I also noticed that sometimes when I used it, the shades would crease. And so I decided to use the palette without using an eyeshadow primer. And I think that that was a good choice because it seems like there is no creasing. Everything went on really well. Sometimes I get a little something here, if you can see that, and that's because this is the eye that waters. Actually, they kind of take turns. So like one allergy season, it'll be this eye. The next allergy season, it'll be this eye. So yeah, I'm gonna get some allergy meds today. So yeah, I think that it was a good idea to just use it without primer. So basically, I put on my moisturizer and everything, had everything sink in. I did not use eye primer, and I just went in straight into the palette with a brush and put all the shades on. Now, I do have quite a few shades on, so let me tell you what those are. Here's the palette. I used Galaxy, Gaia, Martian, Aurora, and Black Hole, I'm sorry. And then I actually used Strawberry Moon, which is this like base highlight, and I used that on my cheeks, if you can see. I kind of tried to like rub it in for real. And I also still have blush on, but I felt like that color would kind of pop with this look. And then I used Lisa Eldridge lipstick, Velvet Lipstick in Velvet Myth. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. Let me tell you what I got. This is just for show. I was about to put in the recycling, and I was like, oh, I can like show the box in the video. So yeah, because everything's been opened mostly. So the first thing I got is my Makeup by Mario Eye Prep and Set. I should be like a spokesperson for this because I love this stuff. It's amazing. So the reason I got it is because it's pretty much the only eye primer that I use consistently. I will sometimes, when I'm using like my Pat McGrath shadows, I will use her Artistry Wand. And I do have to finish up my Sigma, that's insurance, Sigma eye primer base. So we have to finish those up, so I'll put that in a Shop My Stash probably. But I'm making my way through this second cream here, and so I figured, I know I'm gonna go through it, and I wanted to make sure to have a backup, and why not get it when I could get a percentage off. Alright, another thing that I got is the First Aid Beauty White Clay Acne Treatment Pads. So I like to keep this on my dresser near my bed. The thing that I do that I've actually encouraged some of my clients to do is I have all of my skincare like by my bed. So if I happen to feel like super terrible or like in a depressive mood, all I have to do is roll over and grab my stuff. So this is something that I have used before, and I had run out, and I feel like I see a difference when I use this in terms of blemishes on my skin. So this is the White Clay Acne Treatment Pads, and they have 2% salicylic acid in it, or in them, and that is really good for blemishes. It is dermatologist tested and no artificial fragrance. And I think there's usually like a cap on it. Yeah, so there's a little thing on here. But basically, once you pop that off, it's just like a large cotton round with the treatment in it. Okay. The other thing I got that I've already been using is the Daily Clean or Daily Brush Cleaner Refresh from Sephora. I think I saw Patty Alonso suggesting this and saw in one of her video comments that a lot of people were like, oh my god, I love it. So I decided that I wanted to get this and use it for like quick spray and wipe off anything on my brush. And it is alcohol free, quick drying. It's made with lemon, grapefruit, and tea tree oil to cleanse, condition, and protect your brushes for extended use, and it is perfect for sensitive skin. So I tend to use these kind of things like the spray cleaners on my synthetic hair brushes. For my natural hair brushes, I actually have this little towel from, what's the girl's name? Sonia G. And initially I was like, why am I gonna buy this like $20 towel? Like what? But let me tell you something. This is like the best thing ever. Like it has this kind of textured side. I don't know what this is. I don't pay attention to that. But I just use this side, and all I do is wipe my brush across. Like, let me see. I'm sure I have a dirty brush. My natural hair brushes, I just wipe across. You see that? And the pigment comes off. Now, I do still deep clean them, but I'm a little hesitant sometimes to use like a brush spray cleaner because oftentimes they do have alcohol in them. This one says it doesn't, but I guess use at your own discretion, and let me know if you've used it on natural hair brushes. The other thing I love about this, and this is not part of the Sephora sale obviously, is that I can just put a bit of soap or makeup cleaner on here and it just washes out. It's magic. Okay. So the next thing that I got is from Sol de Janeiro. So I bought the Brazilian Boom Boom cream as well as the Balm Dia Bright cream, and this one is one that I used. I bought it in the sale earlier this year and used it up. That's part of my empties, and so I figured I would get another one because I really like the smell of it. Like I put it on at night and I just feel like I smell yummy. But I hadn't tried the like OG one, and so I decided I would go ahead and get that. Now I was thinking of, like, I have a lot of products that are like in jars and things like that, and I tend to have long nails and I don't always like digging my finger into stuff. So what I did is I purchased a pack of these little spatulas. I think 4 came in here. And what I have done with this cream or lotion is that I've put one of the little spatulas just at the top here because it comes with this thing to cover the lotion. So I've just put that at the top and then put the cover on. And so, I mean, yeah, you hear it jangling around in there, but I like that I can use that little spatula or little scoop to take the product out rather than having to get product under my nails. That's gross. I don't like it. Okay. Ooh, be careful. So another thing that I bought, this was like in the last little, like I went back through, like, is there anything else I need? And it is the Dior Backstage Face and Body Primer, and it is said to be 001 Universal. I'm always a little skeptical about universal things, but it's a primer, so I'm not as upset about it. So here's the primer. The reason that I bought this is because I have the foundation, the Dior Backstage foundation, and I really like it. So I do sometimes like to see how a brand's primer goes with its base products, and so this is pretty lightweight. It does dry down. It has a bit of a scent to it. It just smells like lotion, but like old school lotion, like Lubriderm. I don't know. It just smells like lotion. I mean, all of our like smell receptors are a little different. So I'm not sure what you would experience if you got it. But it does have a tiny bit of fragrance. To me, it's not overpowering at all. Like it just smells like Lubriderm or Curel. So along with the Dior, I also picked up the Violet Voss Matte Vibes palette, which was a bit of a surprise for me because I'm noticing that I'm getting more all matte palettes or using more matte shadows, I say, as I've got like glitter everywhere. But this is my first time trying anything by Violet Voss, and this was on a discount plus the 20%. So here is the packaging. It's just cardboard packaging. Comes with a pretty good size mirror, and then here are the shades. Look pretty good to me. Okay. So I'm really looking forward to using it. The names are funny. Perm. Ooh, child, going to that hair salon, being there all day to get your perm. Not I, said the cat. Not no more. Okay. So the rest are eyeshadowy things. So the first one here is another Dior Backstage item. I'm really liking the Dior Backstage line, I guess. One of the first things I got is the eye palette in 06 Bronze Neutrals. So here it is. As you can see, it's bronzy neutrals, and in these Backstage eyeshadow palettes there is a little cream here that you can use as a primer if you want to, and then you've got a mixture of mattes and shimmers. And the second one that I got is the 03 Amber Neutrals. So I really, I was immediately drawn to this one just because of those rosy amber orange kind of tones. And again, there is the primer, and I did use the primer. I'm just gonna show you. So this is how it shows up. So if you don't want it that stark, you're definitely going to have to blend it out a bit. And it's also going to depend on how much you use and if you like to have a white base. Because I know some people don't. Some people like a clear base. As long as my eyeshadow can go over it, I don't really care. The last thing is the Natasha Denona Glam Face Palette. This is the dark version. Now, here's the thing. I actually bought this from Natasha Denona's site, but it was at the same time that the sale at Sephora was going on, so I'm including it in here. I also picked up the light version, and I did a review of the dark by itself, and then I also did a comparison of the dark and the light. As I sat back and looked at both of them, I have been loving this one. I'm getting my usage out of all the shades. I'm also getting use out of the blush and the highlighter. I'm using every single thing in this palette, which I don't think we can always say. I use everything in the palette, for eyeshadow palettes, for face palettes. So this is exciting for me. I can use everything in here. When I compared it to the light, my excitement kind of dwindled. I think that someone with lighter skin can definitely wear both. They can rock with the light one, and then they can also use the dark one for deeper looks, or they can use it with the light hand. I find trying to go the other way, with me being darker skinned, I can easily use the dark one, but the light one, I kind of have to work with it a bit more. So instead of having to go in with a light hand, I have to go in with a heavy hand. And I was like, why do I have this? Why am I trying to convince myself that I like it? It's not that I hate it. I just didn't like it as much, and I felt in comparison to being able to use all of these shades, and then I think 2 of the mattes, and at least half or a good quarter of the palette were things that didn't show up on me as well. So I'll have it no more. But I'm glad I kept the dark one. That is it. Those are the things I bought. So some of the things were just kind of re-upping on stuff like the First Aid Beauty and the Mario. And then just getting more into these Dior Backstage products. Like I was gonna get this. I wonder if she's gonna come out with other ones. Like what if there's like colorful ones or something? Okay, I like everything that I got. The one thing that I didn't get that I'm still ambivalent about is the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. Tracy, don't listen to this because Tracy told me not to get it. But I see so many people using it and it just looks so pretty. But I think that because I have the Mercury retrograde and I have the new nude, naughty nude, like I think they kind of cover the shades that are in the rose quartz. But if it is at a deep discount at some point, I'm gonna probably get it. I'm sorry, Tracy. So other than that, that is it. I hope this was helpful. I really appreciate you watching and I will see you next time.